Thanks to Ana Luisa for partnering with me for today's video. I always love the look of high-end home decor stores, but definitely cannot believe the price tag. So let's pull some inspiration from some expensive pieces and DIY them using easy-to-find thrifted items. Hi everyone, I'm Allie and welcome to my channel. And you saw in our last video, or if you didn't, you need to go watch it, but after you're done here, we went thrifting and found some pieces that are going to be used in the bedroom makeover video that's going to be coming up real soon, but we got a lot of projects to tackle before we can bring that whole room together. And in this video, I wanted to take some of those thrifted finds and also a couple others that I've curated over some previous thrifting trips and transform them into functional and also just cute bedroom decor that it's inspired by some of the things that I see at expensive stores. And I wanted to make sure that I was using thrifted items that you can find at pretty much any thrift store. We have quite a few fun projects to tackle in this video, so let's get started. I found this wood sign at Goodwill for $1.99, but clearly this was a piece from the craft store, so you easily could recreate this project even if you're unable to thrift this exact piece. And for this, I want to create a tray that could sit on a dresser or nightstand inspired by this piece here. First thing I did was take some scrap wood pieces that I had, where if I stacked two of them, they were about the width or height, I guess, of this wood frame that I'm turning into a tray, and I mitered them at a 30-degree angle. I didn't want to quite go the full 45, so I went with a 30 for this project. After I cut 4 pieces out, I brought them in and used some wood glue and some clamps to attach them together until that wood glue dried. Then I took those pieces and created handles on the side of this little tray that we're creating, and I clamped them into place just like this, and I clamped them into place and then let that wood glue dry. After that, I wanted to kind of add some distressing to this tray. It's completely optional, but I used my chisel to kind of weather away a little bit at some of the wood, round out some of the edges, and also help because there was a bit of a transition between the handles and the frame to kind of make it a little bit more seamless. And I really like the look that this gives as well because it just brings in a little extra rustic touch, which I think is really fun. Then I went in with some sandpaper and I went with a 60 grit to start. You can obviously do this part by hand if you want to, and I just sanded this down until all of the edges were nice and smooth. And it was really nice though to use the electric sander because I was able to round out the corners and really give those a lot of attention. After I went in with the 60 grit, I then also went over the entire thing with a 100 grit. And also I wasn't going for super smooth and perfect on the sand. I wanted to be able to see that it had been roughed up when we moved on to this next step, which is the staining. And I'm using Dark Walnut by Varathane, and it is their fast drying formula. I love this one because it makes DIY projects quick and easy. It takes about an hour for this to dry. I usually let it sit a little bit longer though, just because I feel with the darker pigmented stain, it takes a bit longer to dry. And after the stain dried, I then gave the entire thing off camera. I just gave it a coat of matte polyacrylic before I was ready to display it. While we're showing these thrifted pieces some love, since we're in the spirit of Valentine's Day, how about let's talk about ways to show yourself some love. And the way that I am doing that this season is with Ana Luisa. Ana Luisa jewelry, I talk about them all the time here on my channel because I truly do love and support these jewelry pieces, and they pretty much are the only jewelry that I wear at this point. That's how much I love them. And I'm gonna show you the pieces I picked out as a little bit of a treat myself before Valentine's Day. So the first is actually the necklace that I've been wearing throughout this video. I love this because anything with like a celestial moon and star motif is just, I don't know. There's just something about it, I'm always drawn to it. Then I also picked out these earrings that I'm also wearing, and I honestly, when I put these in and got like the first reaction to seeing me wearing them, I said, these are going to be my new favorite earrings. They are so cute with the gold and silver hoop, and I just am in love with these. And in the spirit of self-love, I also picked out this pair of earrings, which has the cute little heart, because I don't know, there's just something about this time of year and cute heart-shaped jewelry, so I had to pick out this pair. Now, why I love Ana Luisa is that it truly is quality jewelry without that high-end luxury markup. They have beautiful pieces that really can fit in with any style. I gift Ana Luisa jewelry to friends and family who have different styles than I do, and they love the pieces that they receive. And so not only is it a great way to treat yourself, it does make a really nice gift for like Galentine's Day, or, you know, send the links to your significant other. You know, maybe they'll get the hint. If you want to check out Ana Luisa, I have the information in my description box. There will be a special link, and you can check out and shop their sales, because you always can find a really awesome deal on their pieces and can receive up to 25% off this month. So if you're looking for the perfect way to show yourself some love or someone else some love during this Valentine's Day, then I definitely recommend checking out Ana Luisa. Okay, we have more thrifted items now that we need to transform into some high-end decor, so let's hop back into our projects. As I showed in my thrift haul video, I picked up this spoon holder, and I want to turn it into a jewelry organizer for my brand new and existing Ana Luisa pieces. I actually was inspired by the DIY mommy for this project. I've seen Christine do this before, and I just wanted to do my own version. This project is similar to other wall-hanging jewelry organizers that you can find, like this one on the screen right here. While there are a lot of different ways that you can approach this project, I thought the best way to make this work for dangling earrings and necklaces and bracelets is by adding tiny little gold hooks. So I have a little awl that I put a tiny pilot hole in. You could also drill out a pilot hole with a teeny tiny drill bit as well. And then you just kind of got to start working all of these screw-in hooks into the piece. I will say this is a pretty tedious process that sometimes it does get a little bit frustrating to get these screwed in because they're so tiny, but if you use some pliers, it does help speed up the process. Now you could totally leave the project as is, but I wanted to add in a little bit of like French country charm or a little bit of extra kind of antiqueness to the piece. And I found these cute little wood appliques on Amazon. It came in a pack of 4, and we're gonna just be using 2. And I decided to try to mimic as close as I could the stain color of the spoon holder. So I did a combination of red mahogany stain and also early American. And I mixed them both together in that little dish you see on the right of the screen. And I used a sponge brush to put it all into place and try to sop up as much of the excess stain that settled into the cracks that I could with a paper towel. I allowed those little pieces to dry overnight, and I sealed them using a satin polyacrylic because that seemed to match the finish on the spoon rest. So really we're just trying to go for matching here and making this look seamless, though I think it could also look really cute if you painted these roses to match maybe your decor scheme or something like that. But I wanted this just like kind of matching and almost like those were always there on the piece. Now I have this really fun, cute, and unique jewelry display that is super functional, and I can't wait to put it in its permanent location in an upcoming makeover. You're not gonna see this one in the bedroom makeover, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but it's gonna be in a room adjacent to the bedroom. So I promise it is all coming together. When I was scrolling high-end websites for inspiration, I found this piece right here from McGee & Co. And I was like, These are gonna be so easy to make with things that I have thrifted and already have. So I'm gonna start with these hurricane vases, which you can pretty much find at any thrift store in a wide variety of sizes. I will pop on the screen the exact measurement of the hurricanes that I have right here. And I just first needed to give them a really good clean because they were very dirty from the thrift store. Once they were all nice and polished up with some glass cleaner, I'm telling you, this is the easiest project ever, but not all DIY or thrift flips need to be complicated. I have these little IKEA seagrass stacking baskets. If you don't have an IKEA near you, you can even order these off of Amazon. I will link them in the description box. And all you do is remove the lids and set the hurricanes down inside. And this creates the cutest looking candle display or centerpiece. And I added some faux candles in as well. And while this is not really a bedroom specific piece, I can't wait to actually display these on my dining table or even like a patio table for some entertaining once we get to the warmer months. For this project, I picked up this frame at the thrift store for a couple of bucks, and I really loved the frame, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than just putting some art in it. And I wanted to try making an antique looking mirror inspired by these pieces that you see here from high-end stores. So you can actually pick up this can called Mirror Effect spray paint, and to create that aged look, you're also going to need a spray bottle with distilled vinegar. I spritzed the distilled vinegar right onto the glass of the picture frame, and then went in with the Mirror Effect spray paint and gave it a really solid coat. I let it sit on there to kind of firm up and dry for a little bit, then went in and dabbed off the vinegar with a paper towel. I repeated that a couple of more times. I think I did 3 or even 4 coats of the mirror spray paint. And I do think there is one thing that went wrong on this project, and you'll see in the final reveal. I think because if you could see in the background there was snow on the ground. It was cold outside when doing this, so I don't think it was the proper temperature to be out spray painting. And I think it ended up affecting the final finish of this piece because it was looking pretty good and mirror-like as I was working on it. Then all of a sudden at the end, it turned kind of cloudy. So if you have any luck working with this, let me know, because I ended up just getting kind of more of a metallic effect instead of the mirror effect, even though earlier on in the process, it did look like I was going to get that effect I was going for. But you know, that's what DIY is all about, is experimenting, trying new things, and even if your first try doesn't work, it kind of teaches you for when you go and move on and try it again in the future. And so, you know, I just kept moving forward and kind of hoped for the best on this project. In the end, I ended up taking a little bit of some gold spray paint as well to bring in some of that antique kind of rustic look that we want to go for right here, kind of inspired by those inspiration pieces. Then I just took some black spray paint and covered the entire back and let that dry. While that was drying, I also wanted to do just a little extra work to the frame. I loved this frame. I think it looked really nice, but I wanted to bring out some of the detail and wood grain. And so I just used my favorite antique brown wax, and I just brushed that all over with a bristly brush and then wiped off the excess just so it was just enough to settle into the grain and kind of the details in this frame. This is just my favorite way to antique a frame and make it look a little bit more fancy or rustic to match with my home decor. And in the end, this project was definitely, I would consider, a fail, but I think it was a good learning experience, and I would love to try it again sometime. If you have any tips or have worked with this Mirror Effect spray paint before and had better results, please let me know what I did wrong or what I should try doing in the future. Okay, I need to know which of these 4 pieces you think turned out the best. I hope that you found some inspiration, because I've tried to really look for items that I know you can find either at the thrift store or purchase even really cheap at the craft store, like with that tray that we made in the video. And I want to know which one you think was the most successful. As I mentioned, this is part of my bedroom makeover series, I guess is the best way to describe it. So if you don't want to miss out all of the different progress that's going to go into making this one epic makeover, then you're going to want to make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, turn on those notifications so that you don't miss any time I post. We're going to be doing a lot of really, really cool things in the lead up to that big finale video. And also, if you want to show yourself some love this Valentine's season, head to the description box and check out Ana Luisa. And if you want to keep watching and you want to see where these thrifted pieces came from, that video will be up on the screen. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!